I believe that change is visual. People can see your demeanor, they can see your happiness. Goodwill gave me an opportunity to start over in life, help me in building a foundation in life with my wife, with my family, with the community. I was raised in a town called Menard, Texas. My family owned several businesses and all the children were involved in different parts of the businesses. My dad and my mom ended up getting separated in 1987. I ended up dropping out of school and coming back home to help my mother out. The motivation that steered me to take the dirt road instead of the paved road in life were basically money. I felt that after receiving a 19-year, 7-month sentence in 1990 that I wasn't ever getting out of prison. It took me to be incarcerated for, I guess, my system to become clean, my mind to alter back into a mind of wisdom, and for me to really see the consequences and understand that I wasn't the only one suffering.
I'm actually really excited that I'm going to start my family and also getting somewhere in the future. The job that Goodwill's helped me with, they've been a good help to me from day one, from homelessness to helping me find an apartment and a good job. I actually lived in California with family members. From California, I decided, well, I met my dad. I'm gonna go ahead and come down to Texas and see if it'll work out with my dad. Came down to Texas, miscommunication with my dad. My dad kicked me out of the house and I had nowhere else to go. I ended up coming back to Austin, living in a tent. I never knew that I was gonna live outside. Feeling kind of hurt, just out there, don't know what to do with life. You're just out there thinking, oh, I'm not gonna live no more. It really wasn't a good option for me. I just didn't know where to go or who to go to.
I work because I have responsibilities. I have bills to pay. I have a family, kids, a family of my own. I came here when I was 18 and I was used to the way of life of a deaf person in Mexico. I was used to the culture too. My whole family immigrated and settled in Fort Worth, Texas. So I found myself in a new place, adjusting to the change at 18 years old. Initially, I worked with my parents, and as time went on, I started to notice big differences in the culture and way of life here in America. At that point, I had not met any deaf ASL users, and I wanted to reach out to get connected. I made some calls, and one thing I learned during those calls was that I had to enroll in school. I learned that I had to put education first in my life and put working on hold for a while. When I was looking for a job, it was tough for me. I was discriminated against because of my deafness. I didn't let that hold me back though. I was persistent and I kept looking and kept trying. I thought about that and realized that some people do discriminate. They have a negative view of deaf people and don't want to work with them. But despite the many rejections, I kept going. I knew that there was a job out there for me and I would keep searching until I found it. I knew I would finally find someone who would hire me. I was puzzled at why there is discrimination against someone who just communicates differently. I kept searching because I knew I would eventually find a job. I knew that not everyone discriminates.
When the prison chaplain brought the phone to the cell and handed it to me through the bars and said, your mother's not supposed to live, she's in a hospital, they handed the phone to me. And the first thing my mom said was, I'm gonna live to see you come home. And that was a turning point in my life. And to this day, it's still emotional to me. Even when she came out of the recovery room last week through her surgery and stuff, one of the things she said when she first opened her eyes is that, I'm proud of you, son. I knew prior to being released what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be with a nonprofit organization. I went and I applied at the North Lamar store, the Goodwill there, and I was hired as a retail too. Emotionally, I'm starting to feel that all the opportunities that I'm looking for, Goodwill's going to give me them opportunities. I believe that Goodwill gave me them opportunities for promotion. It gave me the opportunities to go back to school, which I'm back in school with St. Edward's University. I'm going to graduate in about a year and a half. Having worked with Goodwill was an opportunity not only to open the door to success, but it also helped capture my values in life.
I've looked everywhere. It was hard for me to get a job anywhere in Austin. I saw Goodwill, and I feel like Goodwill was one of the good opportunities for me to get in. I kept going every day to Goodwill, and they gave me the good news. There's a security opening in the Stephen F. Austin. And I said I would like to go in and try the security position over there and see how that would work for me. I went through the 3-week training with Stephen F. Austin. Once I did the 3 weeks, showing up every day on time, showing the manager that I wanted the position, he hired me. My job is protecting the guests in the hotel. It's making sure that the guest is in need of any assistance that they may need security for. And security is actually one of the hardest jobs, depending on where you're at. But I know where I work at right now is one of the best jobs that I could say that I've ever had. Because it's gotten me from living in a tent in the woods to bringing me into an apartment.
My first impression of Goodwill was that the people were friendly, helpful, and sincere about helping me. Gabby helped me find a job at Randall's grocery store. After I got settled into my new job, I realized how grateful I am and how much Goodwill helped me. In the past, when I was looking for a job, it was a bad experience, but Goodwill helped me find a job. I am successful in the job. In fact, I became a manager. I am truly grateful for the help I got from Goodwill. In the future, I want and will have a house. Actually, I will have a big house. I will keep striving and climbing. My wife and I share the same dream, and someday we will have a big, beautiful ranch-style house with a big yard and a fence. I am a manager. I have a good job and I have a better income. I can pay my bills and take care of responsibilities. That inspires me to try harder and do better. We even have enough in our budget to go out and do fun things. It makes me feel confident that I can take on bigger responsibilities. That makes my wife and family feel proud too.
Every day I believe that I'm changing my image in front of people of who I am and what I do.
I've been through so many journeys throughout my life, from kid and growing up to having a better future and a better life now.
Life is better now, and that is what inspires me.